Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 10th of 2021, and as we get closer to the release of the Book of Boba Fett series, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world are also getting ready for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, the Ahsoka Tano series with Rosario Dawson, and more to come that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration next year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things on there from time to time. Make sure to really interact with you guys further. So, what's really all the more exciting is what Jon and Dave are currently up to with multiple Star Wars TV shows. Now, one thing that we do know is that the Ahsoka Tano series, the sets are currently being constructed. Rosario Dawson herself is beginning her training for the role of Ahsoka, since she's going to be doing her own stunts and a lot of the work in the action-packed sequences for that show. Now, we're going to be getting our very first look at Grand Admiral Thrawn, Sabine Wren, even Ezra Bridger in just a short while from now, because they really want to get things moving forward with really letting the fans know the full cast of the Ahsoka Tano series ahead of when they begin principal photography, which is going to be around April of 2022, so keep that in mind. Now, everything related to, of course, the Kenobi TV series, that's also going to begin the marketing run for that TV show very soon. The Book of Boba is now pretty much completing its marketing for that actual TV series as we get closer to the 29th. So with that being said, of course, what's really all the more exciting is exactly what Jon Favreau is currently doing to really kind of rearrange many aspects of the Star Wars canon material and how it's really going to impact the sequel trilogy in a major way that fans would have never really expected. So, with that being said, what's really all the more intriguing about this, alright, with of course, you know, both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars universe with new TV shows and new Star Wars movies, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively developing their new Star Wars projects that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration next year. Now, however, it's described that recently creator Jon Favreau has been developing major plans for the Star Wars universe by restarting the character of Rey Skywalker in a totally different light that is going to be used for the new Star Wars TV shows and more. Now, further, it's described that for the Rise of Skywalker sequel series this is all going to be used for, Jon Favreau is pushing forward with a plan to not have Rey go by the name of Rey Skywalker in the new series, and will instead be giving a fresh reset to the character for the new show. Favreau is set to change aspects of her backstory as well as her official name. For the new series, Favreau is pushing for Rey to be renamed as Kira Rey. This concept is being taken from J.J. Abrams' original take on the character from The Force Awakens, however is deciding to make Rey as her last name. Going by her background of still being connected to the Palpatine bloodline, this would essentially make her Kira Rey Palpatine in a sense. Not just that, however, but Favreau actively is developing a new backstory for the character that will be used in new series. Favreau is also set to change many aspects of Rey's parents, and will be giving them a better place in the Star Wars world and in the current canon. Given that Lucasfilm refused to even touch on Rey's parents, let alone explore the backstory, Favreau will not only be reconstructing her parents to be very important figures, but will also be creating big stories that will be used as revelations in the sequel series, that will of course tell fans more about her as a character. Renaming Rey Skywalker is a plan by Favreau as he disagreed with how things went with the Rise of Skywalker and the meaning of the title. This would single-handedly change the meaning of Episode 9's title in a second, and gear it more toward Ben Solo being the Rise of Skywalker. Additionally, Favreau is pushing for a scenario that Ben Solo transferring some of his life force to Rey inadvertently caused a forced pregnancy that will lead to the character Cade Skywalker as the son of Rey in the new Star Wars series and future Star Wars films that are also in development. Jon Favreau is currently on a mission to changing how many elements of the sequel trilogy movies that have to do, of course, with the characters like Rey and Ben Solo, in order to regulate the Star Wars franchise at heart. This is something that Favreau has been planning for a long time now, and will be something that the fans can see for themselves by 2024 when the series hits Disney+. Now, additionally, Jon Favreau will also be creating a new spin on how Rey is related to Emperor Palpatine, and that new truths will be revealed in future Star Wars lore, such as books before the sequel series even drops in 2024. This is Favreau's plan to truly make Star Wars as best as possible in order to really move ahead and to embrace the new take on the franchise for the best. Dave Filoni is also described to be involved in all of this. So here's the deal about this. This is something that we talked about lightly a couple of months ago, and how Favreau was really pushing to restart the entire concept of Rey Skywalker, including her backstory, her parents, and even her name. All three of those major components of the character are now being essentially switched around and changed, adjusted if you will, all thanks to Jon Favreau. Now let me stop right here. Is this actually necessary? That's the biggest question on Earth right now. Is this really necessary to do with the character of Rey? Does it even value Jon Favreau's time to spend on all of this? That is a big question. I do question that, on whether or not this really is needed. Now, I will admit, I kind of like the fact that Jon Favreau is pushing forward to renaming her as Kira Rey. If you look at the character just Rey, I know a lot of fans don't like her as Rey Skywalker, so a lot of fans just call her Rey. It's really not the same as our heroes in the previous Star Wars trilogies. You had Luke Skywalker, you had Anakin Skywalker, you had Obi-Wan Kenobi, but when you have a character just simply like Rey or Finn, it just feels very flat when it comes to Disney Star Wars. So I can see why Jon Favreau is trying to create these catchy names for these characters, and how he is really aiming for using the name Kira now as her first name, and placing Rey as the official last name of the character itself, while she's still going to be connected to that bloodline of Palpatine at heart. That's still going to be the thing. He will also be changing exactly how she is related to Palpatine, and we're going to be learning a lot about that in the end of 2022 when new novels and books are released to really explore the characters' backstories. Now, this is also very interesting, the fact that the sequel trilogy series, that's going to begin major development in 2022. They're going to drop it in 2024 on Disney+. It will be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration next year, so looking forward to that, to see exactly what the animation is going to look like. And yes, it is going to be animated, but it's going to be lifelike animation. Think almost like the old Republic cutscenes or the Star Wars Eclipse cutscenes. That type of lifelike animation is what Disney and Lucasfilm are aiming for with the sequel trilogy series. And I like that. I like the fact that they are doing that lifelike animation. It makes it more enjoyable in my book, and it's kind of different than Rebels, Clone Wars, and Bad Batch. Not saying that that animation format is bad, but it's nice to really change things up and do something fresh and new for once, right? So, I do, by the way, suggest that you guys check out Star Wars Eclipse. It's amazing. It's not a movie, by the way. It is a video game. But the cutscenes, let me tell you, this next generation CGI is absolutely something. So, I think the fact that Jon Favreau, given that he is on his A game here and really moving forward with really establishing the Star Wars lore surrounding Kira Rey, the fact that he is not going to include that Skywalker name to her is pretty amazing, honestly, because that changes everything for the title and its meaning for Episode 9 in a second, like in a flash like that. So now we can pretty much look at the rise of Skywalker as the moment Ben Solo climbs out of the pit and comes to actually save Rey. That's basically the rise of Skywalker right there. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.